Welcome to the Witchy Work Wishes podcast, a place to find your weekly inspiration for bringing your personal witchcraft practice into your business, work, and office. Welcome to Witchy Work Wishes. I am so happy you're here with me today. I am your host, Charlene, and today it's all about key magic, which is, kind of continuing my theme with Hecate for the month of November. I pulled a bunch of great information for us to work with on this subject, so I'm really excited to be sharing things about it with you. But first, some general housekeeping and some notes. Well, head over to Annika's podcast. She and I were talking more after last week's episode about the night of Hecate, and we uncovered another huge night for us to work with her. Talk about things lining up. This past weekend we had her night, November 16th, which focused on crossroad magic. Well, she has another day coming up before the month of November is up. Actually, it's on the last day. November 30th is her night too. This one focusing on, both her role as the goddess of crossroads, but also as her role as goddess of the underworld, which, emphasizes her connection to the afterlife, necromancy, and her guidance of souls. Hecate's day of the week is Saturday, which November 16th happened to fall on. How amazing was that? And there was a beautiful full moon to guide us over this past weekend and all of our workings with her. But here we are again with some pretty strong signs. So November 30th falls on a Saturday as well. But guess what else is happening? It also happens to fall on a dark moon, which is Hecate's moon phase. So I wanted to quickly go over some key points, no pun intended, and encourage you to head over to Annika's podcast called Between Two Worlds, so you can listen to the guest spot that I had with her, where we actually talk about this more in depth. So a couple key points. Saturday, November 30th is Hecate's day for a couple strong reasons. The day of the week. Saturn, as a planetary ruler of Saturday, is tied to the themes of like restriction and endings and the passage of time. In mythology, Saturn, or Kronos, is often connected to death, decay, and the cyclic nature of life. Concepts that are integral to Hecate's role as a goddess of death, rebirth, and transitions. Hecate as, like a liminal deity guiding souls through the underworld, mirrors Saturn's influence over the inevitable cycles of life and the lessons of mortality. In many traditions, Saturday is seen as a day to prepare for new beginnings, often by letting go of the old, energies that resonate with Hecate's domain over endings and transformation. Hecate can be invoked on Saturdays for reflection, banishment rituals, and setting the groundwork for future growth, aligning with the dark, introspective energy of the day. Now, both Hecate and Saturn are connected to boundaries. Saturn rules, the physical and temporal boundaries, like time, aging, limitations, while Hecate rules spiritual and metaphysical boundaries, like the crossroads, and the veil between worlds. Saturday's Saturnian energy reinforces Hecate's role as a guardian of thresholds, making this day particularly potent for working with her in, like navigating transitions or setting firm boundaries. Hecate's connection to necromancy, spirits, the underworld, they align with Saturn's association with the dead in the afterlife. Saturday as a day with maybe a little bit more heavier, more solemn energy is a fitting time to honor our ancestors or perform rituals involving spirit communication under Hecate's guidance. Saturday often marks the end of the week in many traditions, which can be looked at as like a symbolic death before, the rebirth of Sunday in the new week. This cycle parallels Hecate's role as a goddess who helps facilitate endings to pave the way for new beginnings. All right, so the 30th that is coming up is a dark moon. And Hecate's association with the dark moon phase stems from her roles as goddess of the underworld, magic, and liminal spaces. The dark moon, that period when the moon is invisible in the sky, symbolizes mystery, endings, and transitions, all energies that align deeply with Hecate's archetypal qualities. The dark moon represents a threshold, right, between the ending of one lunar cycle and the beginning of another. Similarly, Hecate is a goddess of liminality, presiding over crossroads and transitions and boundaries, between our life and death, the seen and the unseen. As keeper of the crossroads, Hecate helps guide individuals through these, in-between spaces, making her a natural deity to invoke during the dark moon's introspective and transformative energies. The dark moon is a time of shadow, mystery, and introspection. Hecate, often depicted as veiled or shrouded in mystery, embodies these qualities. And this phase is perfect for delving into the unknown, practicing divination and exploring the subconscious. Again, all areas which Hecate holds close. The dark moon signifies a time of endings and preparation for renewal, much like Hecate's dual role as a goddess of death and rebirth. She helps in releasing the old and making way for new beginnings, reflecting that, transformative energy of this moon phase. And her role as a psychopomp, the guide of souls, Hecate assists in navigating the endings of cycles, be it, life, projects, phases. She helps guide individuals into the next chapter. Hecate is a goddess of witchcraft and magic, and the dark moon is considered one of the most potent times for magical workings, particularly those involving banishment, protection, shadow work, or any type of transformation. And the hidden nature of the dark moon mirrors the kind of secretive and arcane aspects of Hecate's power. The dark moon encourages confrontation with one's inner shadows, our fears, our desires. Hecate works with her connection to the underworld and shadow aspects of the psyche and is a really powerful ally for such work. Her role as a protector and guide makes her an ideal deity for navigating these darker, more challenging aspects of our spiritual growth. Now, in mythology, Hecate is often portrayed as, holding torches, right, lighting the way through darkness. I just love that I pulled the torch card for the month of November and have the journal prompts and the November spell over on Patreon for you guys. It just all added up. It just was such a perfect month for this. But this imagery, the torch, it also aligns with the dark moon, representing that, time of navigating the unseen and seeking illumination in the void. We have lots of things lining up. The month of November is just not disappointing at all. So join me over on Annika's podcast. Again, that is called Between Two Worlds. I do have a guest spot with her this week. And while we originally had a different topic slated, we were talking about Hecate so much and the things that were happening with me personally, which you'll hear about on the interview with Annika, that we looked ahead and found the 30th an excellent day to do some magic and spell work with her. So that is actually what we focused on at the beginning of the guest spot that I have with her. All right, before jumping into today's episode about key magic, I want to say, from the depths of my witchy heart, thank you. Thank you for being the magical force that keeps witchy work wishes alive and thriving. Your listens and shares and messages and support mean more to me than words can fully express. Every time you engage with an episode, share it with a friend, or send encouragement my way, you remind me why I started this journey, to connect, inspire, and grow together in our witchy work. Now, for those who support on Patreon, purchase merchandise from my website, or honestly simply just tune in each week after week, you are the heartbeat of this podcast. Your belief in this work really does allow me to keep exploring and creating and diving deeper into the magic that we all share. So thank you. Thank you for walking this path with me. Your energy, your enthusiasm, and your support really do light up my world. Together, I think we're weaving something truly special, and I'm endlessly grateful to call you part of this magical community. All right, today, we are still focusing on the energy that I was called to this month with Hecate. It's about key magic. In witchcraft, keys are potent symbols of access and control, representing the power to open and close doors in both physical and spiritual realms. They're used as tools for creating boundaries, inviting opportunities, and securing protection. Now, in spell work, a key might, unlock pathways for new beginnings, self-discovery, or spiritual communication. Conversely, though, it can lock away negativity. It can close cycles or protect spaces by creating an energetic barrier. Whether used as charms, maybe talismans, or ritual objects, keys serve as a tangible reminder of our ability to control access to different aspects of life, offering both protection and empowerment. So let's unlock the mysteries of key magic together and continue Hecate's November theme. In witchcraft, keys hold a rich symbolic and practical significance as tools for opening and closing pathways, both in our physical and our metaphysical realms. Keys embody the concept of access, granting or restricting entry into spaces, information, and experiences. In our practices, they can become powerful symbols for transition and transformation, for control and authority, and for secrets and hidden knowledge. They represent moments of change, such as moving from one place or one phase of life to another. Holding a key can signify stepping into a new role, embracing personal growth, or closing off something that no longer serves us. Keys give us the power to decide what is revealed and what is hidden, what is opened or closed. This control over access aligns well with our spell work, that seeks to protect or reveal truths. And keys often represent access to, our secret realms or knowledge. Metaphorically, they help us unlock insights or mysteries that lie beyond normal perception. All right, let's talk about opening and closing doors in magical work first. I think in spellcraft, keys can be used to create those boundaries and facilitate transitions, both, again, literally and symbolically. As far as opening doors, I would say there's probably 3 that we can focus on, and that would be invoking new opportunities, accessing the spirit world, and also our self-discovery and inner exploration. So spell work aimed at manifestation, prosperity, or even maybe like new beginnings, a key can act as a bridge. Right? By holding or using a key, we symbolically unlock paths to abundance, love, wisdom, or whatever we are seeking. Skeleton keys, in particular, are used to connect with the spiritual realm. In rituals, they can act as keys to doors or pathways in the spirit world, allowing us to communicate with ancestors, spirits, or our guides. And in rituals for self-understanding or maybe like our personal development, keys represent unlocking inner doors. We may use them to access hidden talents, insights, or shadow work as part of a journey of our own self-discovery. Now, for closing doors, I would say, again, there's probably 3 main areas. Banishing and releasing for sure, protection spells, and then also like ending cycles and sealing our spells. So keys can be used to like quote unquote like lock away, right? Lock away that negative energy, maybe bad habits or traumatic memories, allowing us to close a door on an unwanted experience. A key used in this way helps affirm that the chapter is finished and it won't be revisited. Keys can serve as a talisman that lock a space or a person against harm. Placing a key by the door of a home, for instance, creates that protective boundary, symbolically locking it against intruders or negativity. And then in spell closures, a key can be used to lock a spell's energy so that it remains intact and undisturbed. This is especially effective for spells that are ongoing, but maybe that they don't require that constant attention. So locking the spell helps to ensure that it will, continue to work quietly in the background. Now, the type of key is also going to add a layer of meaning to our magical work. So I think we've got skeleton keys that I just mentioned, but we've also got vintage or antique keys. And we have our personal keys, like ones that we have and use in day in and day out life. Skeleton keys, these are going to be like our master keys, right? They are highly valued in witchcraft for their connection to opening any lock. This quality makes them ideal for spirit work, divination, or rituals that require some type of like flexibility, right? And access across realms. Vintage and antique keys are going to be keys with history that are often seen as conduits to past energies or even past memories, connecting us with, the ancestral wisdom or even our own past lives. Their age definitely imbues them with a sense of mystery, really making them ideal for connecting with spirits or history in general. And then personal keys, honestly, if we use a key from a place that we live, like a house, or even one of our, like a car key, this can ground a spell with a very personal energy. It aligns the spell with our individual life and intent, especially when the magic is related to, personal safety, health, or transformation. Now, in ritual, a key it's going to be like that tangible representation of the intent to open or to close specific energetic pathways. So some examples might be, like unlocking an altar or sacred space. So when we start a ritual, holding a key can symbolize unlocking our sacred space, granting permission for spirit guides, ancestors, or deities to enter. At the end of the ritual, the key can be used to lock the space back up, signaling closure and protection. But they're also good for pathway, visualizations. In our general visualization practices, I think, especially in meditative rituals, a key can be a powerful object for guiding our energy. Like visualizing a door and using a key to open it can enhance work related to journeying, whether for healing, clarity, or even ancestral communication. Key charms are lots of fun. They can be used to bring specific intentions into like everyday life situations. For those, we can have like protection amulets. We can use them for attracting love or success, and even in our manifesting intention rituals. So by enhancing a key and carrying it, like actually carrying it, or placing it near a home entrance, we can symbolically lock harmful energy out. Now, keys with attached charms, herbs, or stones can help open the door to new relationships. I mentioned attracting love or success, but think about your career opportunities here or your personal achievements. And then, in a ritual, we can write our intention on a piece of paper, wrap it around a key, and keep it in a place where it's often seen or touched, somewhere that we are passing by it often. This keeps the intention alive, keeps it visible, allowing the key to continue unlocking the goal daily and helping with our manifesting and our intentions. Right, but before I dive deeper into those specific areas, I wanted to quickly pull the history of key magic and some of the symbolisms with them because they have a pretty long held symbolic power in folklore, mythology, in various magical traditions across many cultures. And the theme with almost all of them is there's going to be some type of authority, some type of knowledge, and some type of ability to access hidden realms. All right, first one I pulled was Roman tradition. Now, in ancient Rome, keys were associated with the goddess Janus, the deity of doors, gates, and transitions. Janus, often depicted with two faces looking, in opposite directions, was seen as the keeper of the past and the future. So keys connected to Janus symbolized beginnings and endings, making them essential rituals involving transitions or, the major life changes. The Romans also viewed keys as tools of protection, especially when worn or, placed at the entrance of a home to invite prosperity and also to prevent harm. In Egyptian mythology, keys were linked to the goddess Hecate, borrowed later in Greek traditions, the goddess of magic, crossroads, and the underworld. Egyptians revered keys as symbols of access to sacred knowledge and the afterlife. If I'm going to say this one right, the famous Ankh, it's spelled Ankh, or the key of life, is a cross-like symbol representing eternal life and the union of male and female energies. Often depicted with the hands of gods or pharaohs, the Ankh symbolized the power to unlock divine mysteries and was believed to ensure safe passage into the afterlife. In Norse mythology, keys were symbols of domestic authority and were often worn by women as a sign of their role as guardians of the home. Frigg, the goddess of marriage and domestic life, was associated with keys, which were seen as both practical and symbolic of her responsibility to protect the household. In some Norse myths, keys also had connections to secret knowledge and wisdom, particularly in understanding the mystical runes or pathways through the world of the spirits. Keys thus became tools not only of physical security, but also of Norse spiritual access. Celtic folklore is another area I looked in. In Celtic folklore, keys are commonly associated with the sea, the fairies, and the unseen realms. Stories from Irish and Scottish folklore tell of keys that can unlock entryways into the fairy world, and possessing such a key granted access to hidden knowledge or even enchanted realms. Keys were also used in protective charms, especially around thresholds and doorways to guard against unwanted fairy visits. In medieval and Renaissance Europe, keys were linked to the goddess Hecate, carried over, from Greek mythology, where she held power over the three-way crossroads, a powerful place in witchcraft. Known as the key-bearing goddess, Hecate was depicted with keys that symbolized her ability to open and close the doors to different realms, especially those of the spirit world. Keys became popular in folk magic as protective amulets and were often carried or again placed by doors to guard against negative spirits or energies. Across all these traditions, keys symbolize more than just the physical access. They represent the power to unlock secrets, protect sacred spaces, and traverse realms, highlighting their deep, deep spiritual and magical significance. They represent profound concepts of power, protection, mystery, and transformation. All right, let's actually talk about those. I think they each hold so much significance when working in our craft. Power. I think it's about authority and control, and it's going to be about ownership and guardianship. A key signifies control over access in both our physical and our spiritual terms, but holding a key grants the power to decide what is revealed and what remains hidden. Now, in witchcraft and other spiritual practices, keys represent the power to shape one's life by opening and closing opportunities and boundaries. And historically, keys were often kept by the head of the household or high-ranking figures, symbolizing their authority and responsibility. And similarly, in magic, possessing a key can symbolize the authority one has over certain aspects of their own life or spiritual domain. Now, for protection, I think it's going to be about locking out harmful influences and also securing and safeguarding. So keys are often used in protective magic to seal off spaces or lock them against negativity. For instance, like placing a key near a doorway or even wearing it as an amulet can create a boundary that symbolically prevents those unwanted energies or entities from entering. And just as a locked door protects physical possessions, in the metaphysical realm, keys are used to secure spells, intentions, and energies. Now, once a spell is complete, a key can lock it, lock its energy, ensuring it remains protected from interference or unwanted influence. For unlocking secrets, I think it's going to be, that hidden knowledge realm, revealing it, and then accessing memories and ancestral wisdom. Keys are often seen as tools for unlocking the mysteries of the universe or even gaining access to sacred knowledge. In our ritual work, keys might be used as symbols for revealing inner truths, exploring hidden aspects of oneself, or even gaining our spiritual insights that are otherwise inaccessible. Keys can represent the ability to unlock memories, whether from one's own life, like current life, from a past life, or from ancestral wisdom. I know by working with these keys in meditation or dream work, practitioners can open doors to previously hidden aspects of their past or even ancestral heritage. And then as far as access to hidden realms, I think it's going to be about some type of gateway, to other worlds, and also our spiritual communication. So many cultures see keys as tools for entering otherworldly realms, such as the spirit world, the fairy realm, or the subconscious. In these practices, keys serve as a tangible representation of entry points or pathways, allowing us to unlock the boundary between those two worlds. And then keys are sometimes used in rituals now, right, to open doorways to the spirit world, aiding in our communication with ancestors and deities and our guides. Skeleton keys, I think specifically, are often thought as, like that master key, something that can open up any door, which really makes them particularly valuable in work involving spirits or hidden realms. Keys also represent our personal change, right? Each time they are used in rituals, spells, or meditative practices, they can act as catalysts for transformation. Whether we are unlocking potential, maybe we are closing off harmful cycles, or maybe we're creating new paths. Keys offer a powerful way for us to shape our lives and spiritual journeys. I think keys in witchcraft and spiritual practices serve as multifaceted symbols that empower practitioners to unlock their potential, to secure their space and access knowledge beyond our ordinary perception. Their use reinforces the idea that with the right key, any mystery or pathway can be explored or secured. All right, I mentioned the type of keys, but I do really think that's going to be important when you are working in key magic. We've got, again, the vintage and antique keys, modern keys, and then those skeleton keys. The vintage keys, I think that's going to be most useful with their connection to our ancestral energy, past lives, and spirits. Modern keys, this is going to be grabbing your house key, car key, something that's going to be used in your workings to protect your personal spaces or your personal vehicles. And then the skeleton keys, right? These are our master keys. So they can unlock doors to the spirit world or our inner knowledge. Okay, I want to review the types of keys real fast because I think I just kind of briefly went over them. I mentioned vintage keys and antique keys. I mentioned modern keys and then skeleton keys, right? Those master keys. So they each are going to bring a very specific energy if you are looking to do key magic. Vintage and antique keys, they are going to carry a deep resonance with the past, right? Their worn edges and intricate designs are going to hint at secrets, memories that are held across generations. These keys are often used in our ancestral work as their age, right? Just their age alone connects them to energies of history and wisdom and spirits, really making them ideal for accessing past life knowledge or even engaging in rituals with that timeless feel to them. Our modern keys, again, these are going to be like our house keys, our car keys. They have what I think is going to be a more practical and personal energy to them, really linking directly to the present and the physical spaces that we inhabit. So these keys are often going to be used for protection and grounding, symbolizing the maybe the safeguarding of one's home, vehicle, or even our personal boundaries in just our day-to-day life. And then the skeleton keys, these are our master keys. They're going to be really good to aid in or to be our tools in our magical traditions. Like, they really are designed to fit many different locks. So their long, simple form represents flexibility and that universal access, making them really powerful in spells that are going to seek to unlock hidden knowledge or even bridge the physical and the spiritual worlds. Skeleton keys are favored in spirit work for sure, and divination. They hold that mystical ability to unlock anything in a symbolic sense, really granting access to otherworldly realms and unseen mysteries. All right, let's talk about some practical key magic. I've pulled 4 spells that I think we can do using key magic, and they cover the areas of protection, manifestation, spirit communication, and then a banishing ritual, which you guys know if you've listened to Annika's podcast. I've got one coming up. So again, protection, manifestation, spirit communication, and a banishing ritual. I think if I can go over those 4, it's going to give you some pretty practical uses if you're looking to do key magic. Let's see, protection spell. This one's going to go through using a key to protect a home, including charm bags or even key amulets. You're going to need a key. If you can, grab one that is vintage or no longer in use. I do think a modern key here is going to work, but if you can find an old vintage key, that's going to be ideal. Grab a small cloth bag or something like a little drawstring pouch. Maybe focus on your color magic here, black, white, or even red for protection. And then grab your protective herbs. If you like working with rosemary, which I love, sage here is good, or even basil. I would grab some type of protective crystal. You can work with black tourmaline or even clear quartz works on this one. You're going to need a small piece of paper and a pen. And then if you want to add maybe a few drops of essential oil for protection, you can grab either cedar or frankincense that are going to work right here. All right, so grab all of your items, but I would start by holding the key in your hand and visualize it absorbing purifying energy. You can cleanse it with smoke, from incense or sage if you've got that, or by holding it briefly under cold running water to kind of clear away any residual energy. Place whatever herbs you're using, whatever crystal you're using inside the cloth bag, and layer them to kind of create that foundation of protection, almost like you'd be building the bottom layer of a house, right? Add a drop or 2 of your essential oil if you chose to use one, and then hold the key in your dominant hand. Focus on your intention to protect your home and say something. Come up with something to say out loud. With this key, I lock away all harm. My home is safe, secure, and shielded from all negative forces. Visualize the key glowing with protective energy, infused with your intent. And then place the key in the charm bag. On the piece of paper, write your home address or simply my sacred space. Fold it and place it in the bag with the other ingredients, including the key. Tie the bag closed, sealing the energy. And then hang or place this charm bag somewhere near your front door. You can put it on a hook or a nail, or honestly, just tuck it in some, discreet place near the entrance. If hanging isn't an option, place the bag somewhere near the door or in a location, where it's not going to be disturbed. This is a simple charm bag that can act as a shield for your home, with, the key really acting as a magical lock. Something that's going to be reinforcing boundaries. You can recharge the key's protective energy periodically, of course, by holding the charm bag in your hands, visualizing a renewed protective barrier around your home. This spell is going to help keep unwanted energy at bay and foster a sense of safety and security within your own personal space. All right, another good one to do with key magic is going to be some type of manifestation work. With this one, we're going to use the key to unlock our desires or our goals by visualizing them opening new opportunities. So what we're going to need on this one, you're going to need a key. I would say any type is probably going to work for manifestation, but hopefully it can be a key that has some type of meaning to you. I personally would go back to a vintage key on this one. You're going to need some type of small candle. Again, I would go back to our color magic on this one. White or green for general success, yellow maybe for creativity, or like gold for abundance. You're going to need a piece of paper and a pen, and then again that optional essential oil if you want to use something like patchouli, cinnamon, or maybe even bergamot. So on the piece of paper, write down what you want to manifest. It could be a new job, a creative opportunity, financial abundance, or any other goal. Be as specific as possible, phrasing it as though it is already true. I have a fulfilling job that inspires me daily. Anoint the key, again, if you're using essential oils, by just placing a drop on the key to charge it and bring it alive with energy. Rub it over the key, focusing on your intention and imagining it unlocking new opportunities. And then light the candle, right? Place a candle in front of you and light it as a symbol of clarity and illumination for your path forward. And then visualize, hold the key in your hands, close your eyes, visualize it unlocking a door to your desires. Imagine that this door represents the path to your goal, right? Picture it, vividly picture it in detail as it opens, revealing everything you want on the other side. You can feel the excitement and the fulfillment of achieving this goal as though it's already yours. Repeat something. Say something out loud like, with this key, I unlock the doors to whatever your goal is, allowing new opportunities to flow effortlessly into my life. And then visualize yourself using the key to turn the lock and opening the door fully. Place the key on top of your written intention and allow the candle to burn down safely if you can, or snuff it out, right, just to end the ritual. Carry or display this key. Keep it. Keep the key with you as a reminder of your goal and to have that energy with you. You can place it on your altar, carry it in your bag, keep it at your desk at work, right? Somewhere where it can be a constant reminder that the door to new opportunities is open. So I think this is a really good one as far as a tangible symbol of unlocking potential. I would revisit it whenever you need to feel that renewed sense of possibility. Again, holding the key and re-visualizing your goal. This practice really does reinforce the intentions in our mind and symbolically in the world around us, helping to attract the possibilities and the opportunities that we seek. All right, let's see. Another good area for key magic is going to be some type of spirit communication. I think rituals involving keys to connect with spirits or ancestors are going to be great, especially with the vintage keys. So this one, I would not use anything other than a vintage key, as old as possible, something that is thought to hold energies from the past, but maybe potentially resonates on an ancestral level, if you can. I know that's not going to be accessible for everybody, but for this one, I would grab a white candle, something that would represent, clarity, and, something about attracting positive spirits. I would grab a piece of cloth or some type of small tray, to create a focused little ritual space. And then I would bring something in for the spirits on this one, like maybe a few drops of wine or some herbs like rosemary or lavender, or maybe a little piece of bread. If you want to bring any of your ancestral photos or mementos, right, that would add a true personal connection. I would set up a quiet, undisturbed space for this ritual, lay down the cloth or your tray, whatever you're using, and then dedicate space for spirit communication, placing the candle right in the center. I would put the vintage key right next to the candle, add whatever offering you've chosen, right? A little bit of wine, herbs, something that's respectful and a nice gesture to the spirits or ancestors. And then, light the candle. Take a moment to center yourself. Focus on your intention to connect with spirits or ancestors and invite only those who come with goodwill and wisdom. Hold the key in your hand and say something out loud. With this key, I open the door between worlds and invite my ancestors and guides to join me. Those who wish to share wisdom and offer guidance, you are welcome here. And then visualize the key creating a spiritual doorway that allows only positive, protective spirits to enter. Place the key back on the cloth or tray and sit quietly, observing any sensations, thoughts, maybe an impression that arises. You may feel a presence. You may hear subtle messages or receive symbols and images in your mind. Keep an open heart. Listen patiently, trusting that the spirits will communicate in their own way. And then once you feel the communication has concluded, and say thank you. Thank the spirits for their guidance. You can say, thank you, ancestors and spirits, for your presence and wisdom. I close the door with respect and gratitude until we meet again. To symbolically close the doorway, hold the key and visualize it locking the connection. Extinguish the candle, as that final gesture of closure. And then keep this key in a safe place, ideally on an ancestor altar if you have one, or just in a special container to honor the connection. You can return to this ritual whenever you wish to reconnect with these spirits or ancestors. I think this one, again, using that vintage key as a portal between worlds, really allows us to connect with spirits or ancestors in a protected and respectful way. And revisiting the ritual with the same key strengthens our spiritual bond, helping us to build a continuous connection over time. All right, then lastly, I want to do, or as far as examples, something about banishing and closing doors. For this one, I think I would use a key for some type of ritual to symbolically close a chapter, maybe protect from negative energy, or even to end an unhealthy cycle. So I would grab a key, and any type is going to work here, but ideally you're going to want to use one that you're not going to need to use again. I would also grab a black candle, something, for protection and banishing, or honestly, a white candle if you want just like a general cleansing. Paper and pen again, and then some type of fire-safe dish or bowl, or if you've got a cast iron cauldron. I personally would pull rosemary, sage, or salt in for my protective herbs. And then, find some type of quiet space where I'm not going to be disturbed. For me, I'm going to be using a black candle on this one, but, light the candle. Focus on your intent to release any negativity or harmful cycle that you're currently facing. Take a few deep breaths and visualize yourself ready to let go. Write down what you're releasing. Be specific on this one. Like on the piece of paper, write down what you want to banish or release, whether it's a harmful habit, a toxic relationship, a recurring pattern, or I don't know, maybe simply just buildup of negative energy. Pour your feelings and intent into this statement, affirming that you are ready to move forward without it. Take the key in your hand and visualize it as the final lock, right? The final step that is going to lock the door closed for what you're releasing. And then say something. With this key, I close the door on whatever the situation, pattern, or energy is, locking it behind me. I release it from my life, allowing it to dissolve and leave me in peace. Burn the paper. Carefully place the paper in whatever your fire-safe dish is or your cauldron and light it with a candle. As it burns, visualize the energy of what you are releasing dissipating along with the smoke, leaving you free from its hold. Allow the key to absorb the energy of closure and release as you watch the paper burn. To fully seal the cycle, I think it's ideal to dispose of the key as like a symbolic act of finality. Like Burying it outside is a good option, as it symbolizes laying the issue to rest. And alternatively, you can throw it into a natural body of water if accessible, symbolizing cleansing and releasing. And then finally, blow out the candle if you don't have the time or space to let it burn down. But say something at the end, right? The door's closed. The chapter is ended. I am free. Only positivity and peace may enter my life now. Come up with something that works for you. But this ritual, I think, is going to use the key as that final lock, something to seal away negative influences or close a chapter that no longer serves you. Now, disposing of the key really does complete the cycle and reinforces the idea that you have moved on. Let's see, what about making our own key charm? I like this one, and I think there's multiple ways that we can use this energy in our key magic. If you don't want to actually do like a spell, this is going to be a good option, creating your own magical key charm. And it's going to be something that might fit into your practice a little bit more easily. And honestly, we can pull and use the same concepts, right? Protection, manifestation, spirit communication, and banishing rituals. We can use a key charm to harness the unique powers of a specific key that we already have, and then fine-tune the actual purpose or intention of the energy. Key charms are going to be highly versatile tools in our craft. All right, let's see. Let's just go the same order again. Protection and boundaries. So a key charm can be enchanted to lock harmful energy out of a home, workspace, or personal space, right? So wearing or hanging the charm near an entrance is going to symbolize the act of keeping negativity or danger at bay. We might carry a key charm as a personal amulet for protection. I love that one. Creating a magical boundary around ourselves that ward off negative influences and harmful intentions from others. For manifesting desires and goals, I think key charms are often going to be used to open doors, right, to specific goals such as our career advancement, love, creativity, our spiritual growth too. By charging the key with our intentions, we can focus on unlocking new paths and attracting positive opportunities. Sometimes the key is used to break through blocks, right? Whether internal or external, something that is keeping us from reaching our potential. So a key charm can serve as a reminder of our power to overcome challenges. For enchanting spiritual communication, I think we can seek guidance from our ancestors, for sure, guides or other spiritual entities, by using a key charm that can act as a symbolic bridge between realms. Enchanting a key to invite safe, beneficial communication really does help create that safe connection for spirit work. And a key charm can be used in meditation to unlock intuitive abilities or gain access to hidden insights, providing us clarity and wisdom. For closing chapters and letting go, a key charm is going to be amazing. When we want to move past like a difficult phase, maybe let go of a toxic relationship, or you just end a harmful habit, we might create a key charm to symbolize locking away the past. This type of charm is going to help us move forward, reinforcing the idea that that chapter is closed. A key charm can also be used to keep negative influences away, right? By setting the intention to lock out unwanted energy, we can ensure that our space remains clear and protected. Let's see, for empowering and personal growth, and of course our lovely self-discovery, I think crafting a key charm here will help us explore maybe some hidden aspects of ourselves, like talents, passions, even strengths. A key charm can become a symbol of empowerment and self-discovery, especially if it is worn like as jewelry and it's kept close to us. I mentioned in Annika's podcast that I am a guest on that I actually took one of the vintage keys and shoved it in my bra and wore it right next to my heart for almost a week. So there's different ways you can have a key charm. It doesn't have to be on a necklace. But let's see, for personal growth and self-discovery, I think key charm can also be created with the intention of unlocking healing, particularly for emotional wounds or past trauma. They really can serve as a personal reminder of our ability to heal and grow and transform. Now, as far as customization and personal connection, I think we can absolutely use key charms to make them unique for us. By creating our own charm, by customizing it with specific materials, symbols, and certainly energy that resonate with your intent, it's going to make it a deeply, deeply personal tool. And this level of customization strengthens the bond between us and the charm that we made, which I think increases its potency in our practices. And crafting a key charm by hand, it allows us to focus our intent throughout the whole process, whatever that intent is going to be. And that infuses the charm with the energy, our energy at every stage. This focused, detailed attention during creation, I think enhances the charm's effectiveness and helps us stay grounded in the purpose. All right, so overall, I love creating a magical key charm. I think it is very powerful. It enables us to wield the symbolic power of the key in a way that is truly meaningful and effective, tailored specifically to our own needs and goals. And this makes the charm not only like a practical tool for us to use in our practice, but also a symbol of our own inner strength, autonomy, and connection to the magical world. All right, what about incorporating key magic in just our everyday life and work? This is going to help with like daily rituals, right? Our simple practices like touching or carrying a key with a set intention in mind. We can use it for incorporating our witchy vibe into decorations, right? Using keys in our altars or our home and office decor for constant protection and energy flow. And then also we can pull it in, with our affirmations, crafting affirmations that align with unlocking potential or welcoming change. And it's not just about our, day in and day out lives at home. Our work and our corporate worlds need magic too. We can incorporate key magic into our office, in the corporate spaces in subtle, powerful ways that bring protection and enhance productivity and foster opportunities for growth. So I pulled some ideas of how we can use key magic and blend them into a professional setting and use them in our day in and day out lives. First one is going to be just an easy desk key charm that's going to help us with our productivity and our focus. So create a small little key charm dedicated to unlocking focus, creativity, and productivity. We can keep this key at our desk in maybe like a little drawer. Someplace it's going to symbolize the opening of new ideas, motivation, and efficient workflow. A decorative or even an antique key displayed on a desk can serve as a reminder of our intent to unlock our own potential at work. And if questioned, right, it can simply be explained as, it's a unique decoration item with personal significance. We can use a key amulet for protection in our office spaces. Wearing a key necklace or a bracelet can provide discreet protection, symbolizing the locking out of negative energies and office politics. It's also a constant reminder of our power to control access to our own energy. We can place a small key amulet in a desk drawer again, maybe accompanied by a few protective herbs, or maybe like a crystal, black tourmaline, something that's going to be used as a charm to guard against stress, against the office gossip, and the draining interactions that can sometimes happen. This setup creates an invisible boundary, shielding us from workplace negativity. We can use a key to unlock career opportunities. I really, really love this one when some type of key is going to be dedicated specifically to career advancement or professional goals. Carry it in a bag, keep it in a pocket, place it near your workspace with the intent of opening doors, to new opportunities, promotions, or career development. Before important meetings, We can visualize it unlocking doors to success, maybe smooth communication, and certainly positive interactions. This can boost our confidence and sets a clear intention for professional growth. We can use keys to lock away stress or negativity at the office. Grab a small key to represent, locking away stress or unwanted energy. At the end of the day, hold the key and visualize placing all of the work-related stress within it. Symbolically, lock it away, and then leave the key in a drawer or designated space at work so it doesn't follow you home. For this one, we can just keep a small dedicated key in the workplace for releasing the negative energy after challenging meetings or just that tough day. And then hold the key. Again, hold it in your hand while visualizing it absorbing any tension or negative energy to kind of help refresh your mindset. We can use a key as a symbol of empowerment in business decisions. A key charm or some type of key amulet can serve as a decision-making tool, especially for complex projects or even new opportunities. Holding or wearing it can remind us of our wisdom and confidence, symbolizing our authority to unlock the best choices for our career. During presentations, negotiations, maybe an interview, a key charm tucked into a pocket, maybe worn as jewelry, can help reinforce our confidence and autonomy. It acts as a talisman for empowerment, for helping us feel grounded and capable. We can use a little mini key, like a little miniature key altar for success and abundance. If space allows, you can create a subtle altar in a drawer or a corner of your desk, right? With a key charm, a small crystal maybe like citrine for success, and then some type of written affirmation. This tiny, small setup serves as a focal point for prosperity, for personal growth, and positive energy at work. So for this one, you could just place a small jar with a key inside maybe, add slips of paper with written intentions and goals or affirmations related to your career. And this key jar, if you will, symbolizes or can symbolize unlocking potential and help keep you focused on positive intentions. We can use a key for some type of symbolic ritual, that's maybe focused on transition and change at the office. We can use a key to symbolically lock a challenging project, a job phase, or a period of workplace tension that is ending. This ritual involves maybe holding a key and visualizing the chapter closed, like it's done, releasing the past stress, and then making space for fresh energy. If you are maybe starting a new job or a new role, a key really can help with the transition. So visualize the key opening that new door to opportunity and clarity, setting the stage for your success and your positive experiences in the role. We can use a key in the corporate world for anchoring boundaries in professional relationships. This can be helpful to symbolize maybe maintaining boundaries with coworkers or clients. This could involve visualizing the key unlocking our energy safely within our personal space, preventing others from overstepping. Alternatively, the key can symbolize, selectively unlocking doors to build positive connections. By holding the key before meetings or conversations, we can set intentions to foster, mutual respect, trust, and workplace collaboration. So I think incorporating key magic into the workplace, it can be subtle, right? But it can be potent and a great way for us to bring our intention, protection, and even empowerment into our careers. The key becomes more than just an object, right? It becomes a symbol of our strength, helping us navigate that corporate world with a sense of purpose and personal magic. In our craft, key magic serves as a potent reminder of our ability to unlock doors, again, both seen and unseen, whether it's opening pathways to opportunities, maybe securing protection, or revealing hidden truths. Working with keys as magical tools empowers us to become the architects of our own destinies. As witches, we hold the power to choose which doors to open and which to unlock. aligning our will with the universe's boundless potential. So, as you carry your enchanted keys or meditate on their symbolic strength, remember, you are the keeper of your own magic, and every key is an invitation to transformation. Well, I did write a poem for today's key magic topic, and I do have an update on the waning phase the moon is in right now this weekend. So please stay with me as I grab those notes. Okay, let's start with the poem. And it goes. Brass or iron, silver's gleam, a key's a vessel for every dream. It guards the hidden, reveals the lost. Each use a spell, each twist a cost. In the witch's hand, it comes alive, binding energy, helping thrive. A charm of power, a ward of grace, a guide to every sacred space. Each turn whispers a sacred song, unlocking realms where we belong. A portal opens, a veil is torn, through locks of magic, new paths are born. In ancient halls or futures untold, the key unlocks what hands can't hold. A symbol of trust, of choice, of might, to wield the key is to spark the light. So keep it close, that talisman small. A key's true magic opens all. Not just the locks, but the heart's own doors. A key is freedom. It's so much more. All right, our moon is waxing. We had a big full moon this past weekend for Hecate's night of November 16th, and now she is slowing down. The waning moon, transitioning from full to dark, is a phase of release, reflection, and honestly, just letting go. As the moon's light diminishes, it invites us to shed what no longer serves us, to clear away obstacles and make space for renewal. This is the perfect time for banishing negativity, breaking bad habits, and, completing that unfinished business. The waning moon supports introspection and healing, encouraging us to really embrace closure and prepare for new cycles. So work with this energy to declutter your mind, your body, and spirit, and to help create room for transition, for transformation and growth. Again, I would love to say thank you. Thank you for being the magical force that keeps witchy work wishes alive and thriving. And thank you for walking this path with me. Your energy, enthusiasm, and support really honestly do light up my world. I hope you have an amazing rest of your week and weekend, and I'll talk with you next week. Thank you for joining me today at Witchy Work Wishes, a place to find your weekly inspiration for bringing your personal witchcraft practice into your business, work, and office. For more information and additional content, please visit me online at witchyworkwishes.com. If you want to send me a personal note, please email me at info@witchyworkwishes.com. And of course, you can follow me on Instagram and Facebook. Just search for Witchy Work Wishes.